Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is Smackdown Live. We are out of Backlash and there were a lot of talking points to take away from it regarding the originals, regarding Ricochet, and regarding, most importantly maybe, what happened in the Intercontinental Championship match. Before we can start with that though, we go backstage to Shane McMahon once again, and with an announcement for us that'll take into effect next week. The qualifiers will begin for the male and female Money in the Bank ladder matches. That is to come next week, which should be pretty interesting indeed. But as for tonight, there is plenty coming our way, including one huge main event. The Intercontinental Championship is on the line. Jay White challenges the Intercontinental Champion Tama Tonga in tonight's main event. What a reveal it is. Tama Tonga, the Intercontinental Champion, and I'm sure that'll get brought up. That'll be a lot of a talking point here tonight. As for right now, however, we're going to kick things off with tag team action, and with this man making his way out, he had a huge talking point coming out of Backlash. Ricochet no longer stands alone. The savior of Smackdown Live is not by himself. There you see them. Drew Gulak, Roderick Strong. The group he now calls the Saviours. Strong and Gulak appeared on the ramp during Ricochet and Ibushi's match, and then out they came from no longer watching on but getting involved. Gulak and Strong stormed the ring and assaulted Ibushi. Ibushi was left screaming for agony in the Gulak, and on top of that, all the damage they had done to him throughout the beatdown in the match itself. Ibushi is on the shelf for some time. We do not know the longevity of his injury, but he is out of action. Ibushi put on the injured shelf. Ricochet now with a new force for us to pay attention to on SmackDown Live. And he stands on the outside looking on at his saviors as they prepare for their first match as a tag team here tonight, taking on the former WWE Tag Team Champions, the American Showoffs. 3 titles changed hands last night, but oh, wait a minute. Ricochet with something to say in the ring, saying that he cleansed the world of Kota Ibushi and began his mission to save SmackDown Live. He has these good Samaritans by his side to be the saviors of SmackDown. I hate hearing this. Ricochet informing the thoughts are unadulterated as they set out on this effort of humanity. Alright, you're not Oxfam, but their mission starts tonight when they put an end to the American Showoffs. Ricochet really believes he is a true savior. What happened to that young man's mind? Well, Gulak and Strong standing in the ring, and out first comes the man who was low blowed off of the apron by Tangaloa. Referee never saw it, and there was tensions, there was conflict within the American Showoffs when they went backstage. I was informed after the evening ended that, won't reveal who, but someone in the locker room said that they saw Cody Rhodes and Ziggler arguing following the defeat. Ziggler didn't know, and for some reason he won't look at the footage. He believes firmly in his mind Rhodes dropped off that apron on purpose, that Rhodes deliberately did not come to the aid of his tag team partner, that he didn't stretch the hand out for the tag, that he didn't try and come in and make the difference, that he just stood there and let Ziggler take the fall. There are tensions within the Showoffs. Rhodes critiquing Ziggler for not doing enough in the ring, and Ziggler critiquing Rhodes for, as Ziggler put it, leaving him, hanging him out to dry. All it would take was a look at the footage and you would see Cody Rhodes couldn't make the save. He got punched in his balls. He was on the floor, courtesy of Tangaloa. More troubles occurring within groups on SmackDown Live. The Originals taking all the headlines regarding that, but things are not fine in the American Showoffs. Without tag team titles, they're back to being occupied by the Originals. As for tonight, the American Showoffs are going to have to get their head back on track here against the Saviours. It'll be Drew Gulak. Both these guys coming over from ECW and immediately going, especially in the case of Roderick Strong, going from being a horseman to being a follower of Ricochet. I never thought I would see that from a guy like Roderick Strong, but it has happened here. One can only guess why. I have no idea. I paid close attention to Strong on ECW and the Horsemen to go along with it, and to see him like this, honestly, it's just baffling to me. Tiger bomb now from Strong as he gets things going. Look at this. Right away, Ziggler extends the hand out and he gets the tag in. I think Ziggler has a point to prove here. I think Ziggler wants to try and one-up Cody a little bit here and say, I can do something in this ring, and I can do something better than you. And that's the last thing you want in a tag team, is tensions where one is trying to up the other. It's a group effort if you want to win a tag team match. Backbreaker there by Strong, and that's where the Saviours may have their advantage. They seem a close-knit unit already. They were by the side of Ricochet, not even when he needed him most. I don't even know if Ibushi would have hit the Phoenix Splash when he went up to the top rope. But what did happen was they stormed the ring, end of Heartache, twice, which damaged something in Ibushi's back, did an injury in there. And then the Gulak, which is stretching the neck and the back, along with all the clotheslines in the back. Ibushi's body is in a huge amount of pain, I've been told. I do not know the full injury report, and hopefully I can get it sometime soon for you regarding the significance of his injury, and that might be mocking there from Gulak as he wrenches his neck. I imagine Ibushi watching on. I hope he is, and I hope he's got a speedy recovery coming his way. As for right now, however, the Saviours have business to attend to, and that involves trying to knock off the American Showoffs here. Rhodes came charging in. Things seem to be okay on the surface right now, but definitely there is tension between the Showoffs. Russian leg sweep there from Cody on Gulak. Look for a quick strike there. Forearm counter from Drew Gulak now. Snap suplex on Rhodes. And the Saviours looking to try and take care of business. Look at this. Smart thinking from Rhodes. Into a small package, but a kick out. Cody, though, a little bit of added aggression under the American Nightmare. Gulak crawling, and he makes the tag into Roddy Strong now. Strong in the ring, and here he goes. Drop kick. Went for a clothesline, ducked under. That time he got all of it on Rhodes, and that drop kick as well. Gulak may be out on the apron, but it's all business from Roddy Strong right now. Transitions that back suplex into a facebuster. Cody in trouble. And Strong might be looking to end things here. Has Rhodes in. And a heartache from Roderick Strong. And of Heartache could end things here. It could put away Cody. It could be a huge first win for the Saviours. Strong covers. And look. Ziggler is getting involved. Ziggler didn't move a muscle. Ziggler didn't try and make the save. Well, it's more than just speculation on if there's trouble in the American Showoffs now. There absolutely is. There absolutely is tension between the Showoffs, and the Saviours capitalize on it with their first win as a team. Trying to cleanse, they might. But it's the Showoffs who are causing their own problems. We move on here though on SmackDown Live to our next contest of the evening. It is time for the in-ring debut on SmackDown Live of the former Raw Women's Champion, Asuka, taking on Sasha Banks here this evening. Banks with a very important matchup in front of her as she goes up against the former Raw Women's Champion, the Empress, who lost her title, of course, at WrestleMania to Ronda Rousey and then made her way over to SmackDown Live in the draft. Now, it will be the job of Sasha Banks to introduce Asuka to this brand, and it's pretty interesting that Asuka makes her debut now. And of course, what we saw at Backlash between Nikki Cross and Becky Lynch. Lynch and Cross fought what will be their last match for some time. The interim SmackDown General Manager Shane McMahon said that whoever wins this one, the loser can't challenge for the title so long as the winner has it. So as a result of what happened, Nikki Cross can't challenge for the SmackDown Women's Championship so long as Becky Lynch holds it. That opens up a new window for the women on this brand. Cross could still have an opportunity though. I mean, she could have a Money in the Bank qualifier coming her way next week maybe. I don't know. What I do know is that there are plenty of women who will look to capitalize on that chance and go into the title picture and try and challenge Becky Lynch for that SmackDown Women's Championship. Try and take it away from the originals, who were one title short of making it happen, making their dream become a reality at Backlash. Kazuchika Okada defended the WWE Championship. He's not here tonight. Okada suffering from neck injuries as a result of the brutal beatdown that he received on it from AJ Styles throughout that contest. Okada recovering at home, and I wonder what is the mood within the originals right now though. They have the tag team titles, they have the women's title, they still have the Intercontinental title, but under the most problematic way possible, they still have the Intercontinental title. You know, when I say they still have it, you would expect, oh, Bálor retained. No. He brought in Tama Tonga as backup, and Tama Tonga pinned him. Not even he pinned Jay White to make sure the originals held onto the title as kind of a last gasp desperation thing. No. He eyed him up as he hit the coup de grace, and then hit the gun stun on him. R.I.P. ref, by the way. He just did it. There was no remorse shown from Tama Tonga as he did it. He celebrated with the title. And it's not as if the Tama Tonga can not be here tonight and can avoid the conflict with Finn Bálor. He's here. He's in the main event. He's defending the title. There have got to be deep seeds of conflict within the originals. And we all said coming out of Backlash, we wanted answers. That Bálor was going to have so many questions lined up and we wanted answers, and yeah, I do. And hopefully we'll get them later on tonight. Right now though, we're going to be focusing on this matchup here. I could talk about the originals for a long time, but it wouldn't be fair on these two highly gifted women in the ring. Asuka looking to make an impact here in her first match on SmackDown Live. In the ropes there is Sasha Banks from that attempted roll-up. Forearm in the face now from Banks, and she looks to try and take charge here. Bulldog connected. Russian leg sweep to go along with it as well. Nicely done there from Banks. She goes to work now on Asuka, trying to prevent the Empress from getting a win in her debut on SmackDown Live. Nice duck down. There's press takedown from Sasha Banks as well. And the former 5-month Raw Women's Champion in a bit of trouble right now. Referee a bit slow in for that count there though, and helped Asuka get right out. Knee in the back now by Sasha Banks as she has the arms wrapped around one another. Not going to phase Asuka though. She's quickly out of that hold. Spinning kick in the gut as well. But can't capitalize. Nice forearm in the face from Sasha Banks. Loading up big time. Bulldog here. Back and forth from these two women right now. as this matchup continues to progress on. Like I said, it's an open door right now for that number 1 contendership for the next shot at Becky Lynch. And so everyone's going to be looking to take it. Everyone's got that added edge to them. You could see it right now from Sasha Banks and from Asuka. Asuka and Lynch met in November at Survivor Series. It was Asuka who picked up the win. I imagine business hasn't finished between the crucifix from Asuka. Doesn't look for the cover though. And maybe that's why. Right back into action. Into the gut. Hip attack. And Asuka might be loading up the Asuka lock already. Might be looking to put away Sasha Banks right now. Oh, she looked for a kick. Banks moved out of the way. And gets a neck breaker to ground Asuka. Definitely not an easy contest so far for Sasha Banks. But then again, it absolutely wasn't supposed to be as the knees come up there. Into the gut of Banks on that attempted frog splash, but she's up to her feet and she's fighting quicker than Asuka could. Knees into the chest there. Up on top again goes Sasha Banks, looking to risk it all against Asuka here. Crossbody, got all of it, hooks the leg, shoulders a pin down for the victory, but wow. Early kick out from Asuka. Let Sasha Banks know, got a lot to do if she wants to walk out with that win. Nice drop kick there from Asuka. And she's fired up now. Irish whip off the ropes. Oh! But credit where it's due to Sasha Banks, fighting back right away here. Oh, socked her with that forearm. Asuka, you can see they're trying to stay up on her feet, stumbling down though. Banks doing some good damage right now. Sasha Banks gets the knees in the back, looking for the Banks statement. But no doubt about it, referee had a great eye on it. Asuka's foot was underneath that bottom rope as good as it could get. No way could that be a 3 count, a tap out, sorry. Or even a submission hold allowed to be locked in. German suplex now from Asuka. The aggression of the Empress certainly assisting her in this contest as she runs wild now. Clotheslines to Banks, ducks it, thrust kick. She got all of that one, and she's going to get all of this again. And again with the hip attack. She got it. Cover for victory. No, Sasha's hand underneath that bottom rope this time. Turnabout is fair play for both women. Good takedown for Banks there. Stopping Asuka's momentum in its tracks. Asuka, though, does a good job there, fighting her way out. And here we go. Middle of the ring. The Asuka lock. The Asuka lock is applied. Locked in on Sasha Banks. And the Empress starts her SmackDown Live career with a win. Asuka, your winner this evening. Sasha Banks gave it her best shot. She tried as much as she could, but she has to tap out. Asuka, your winner in her first contest on SmackDown Live. What does the future hold for her? We will find out as her career on this brand progresses on. Maybe Money in the Bank in just a few short weeks. Moving on now on this edition of SmackDown Live, coming out of Backlash. SAnitY in action up next. Eric Young will go one-on-one against Bobby Lashley of the Dangerous Alliance. You saw in the pictures from Backlash just what happened in the Falls Count Anywhere match between Bobby Fish and Bobby Roode. I had said at the top of the match that they had agreed to leave their friends away from ringside. Well, they never went in the ring. They never got close to ringside. And on top of that, when they went backstage, it ain't ringside. And they went in the locker room, and there stood the Dangerous Alliance. First Lashley assaulting Roode, then Sheamus. And all Fish had to do was just pin him. And he did. Bobby Fish beat Bobby Roode through the assistance of the Dangerous Alliance. It was a sham. It was a complete cheap victory for Fish. but it goes down in the record books as a victory for him over the Glorious One. As for now, though, we are focused on this contest here between Eric Young and Bobby Lashley. SAnitY did make an impact statement when they arrived to Smackdown Live, but they haven't been able to firmly lock down the kind of momentum that they had when they arrived, or when they came out, of NXT. That, of course, being the damage, the destruction, and the domination that they had in the NXT Tag Team division for so long. It's a new chapter for SAnitY on SmackDown Live, and they're looking to make things happen. It's a wide open scenery, but there are a lot of groups just like SAnitY looking to dominate it. You've got SAnitY, you've got the Originals, you've got the Saviours now being added into the mix. You've got the Dangerous Alliance. There are a lot of groups looking to take that chance. Oh, here comes out next, though. The man who's a part of that other group. A little bit of group warfare going on in this one. Dangerous Alliance against SAnitY. Bobby Lashley comes out alone, only with the Snake by his side. Paul Heyman heading towards the ring here with Lashley, and you've got to imagine that attack backstage probably was the game child of Paul Heyman. It was probably Heyman who realized that when they agreed to it, he probably turned towards Fish and said, "We didn't say anything about backstage," and Rude going backstage just helped out their game plan. It accelerated it. They were lying in wait for a long time, and they capitalized on it, and they got the win with it. Now we wait to see what happens here, though, as Bobby Lashley goes one-on-one against Eric Young. Looks over at SAnitY for a brief moment there. Killian Dana, Punishment Martinez at ringside. They could be a difference maker. It's been an interesting twist for SAnitY since arriving to SmackDown. Typically it was Punishment Martinez who did the singles work. Now it seems Eric Young doing the singles work while Dana and Martinez work as a team. Here we go, though. Oh, look at this right out of the get-go. Good counter from Young, though. Up in a gorilla press. Quickly gets his way out of it. Hoping to try and steal a quick victory as well. Rolls up Young. Lashley rolls up Young. And look at this now. Young rolling up Lashley. Back and forth from both guys there in the early goings. Bobbing him there. Did EY. Good few shots involved on that one. Eric Young now. Look at the strength of Eric Young. Dragon Sleeper Lashley. A good three feet in the air, I would say. Incredible strength from the smaller and lighter Eric Young. Sends Lashley over the top rope right now. SAnitY. Well, Eric Young in with a lot of aggression in this one as they look to prove a point and maybe make a statement towards the tag team titles coming out of Backlash. Eric Young going outside now. What's going on here? Grabbing his chair. Well, this ain't no DQ, and Lashley making the stop there. Eric Young trying to get the chair involved very early on. Descend is the counter there by Lashley as EY's chest into that second rope. No chair for Eric Young right now. Into the corner there goes Bobby Lashley. DDT from Eric Young now. And wait, Heyman getting involved in a double whammy. Chair thrown outside of the ring. Look at that. Doesn't even follow through. Lashley just throws EY over his head. Young in big trouble. Super kick from Young, though. And SAnitY watching on closely as their leader tries to take control right now. Oh, this ain't looking good as Bobby Lashley, they're dumping him on the ropes, and now it's Heyman's turn. Heyman getting a chair in the ring now. Is he trying to say turnabout is fair play, I wonder? Counter there. Eric Young capitalizing, rocking Lashley, and taking him off his feet with that discus clothesline. Lashley rolls out of the ring. Eric Young with a steel chair now. He's going to look to try and get it again. Lashley stops him once more. Clothesline to the back there. Heyman getting involved now. Heyman distracting the referee. And Lashley with a chair. Right into the face of Eric Young. Could have busted his nose. Vicious assault with that steel chair there by Bobby Lashley. And Eric Young is reeling from it. Oh, but Young sends Lashley over that top rope. Might have sent him onto that steel chair that he threw outside of the ring as well. Back in now. Look at the strength of Young. Jumping pile driver to Lashley. Going out of the ring here. Wait a minute. He's going for that chair again. Steel chair in hand once more. This time he got him. Referee calls for the bell. Eric Young manhandling Lashley and the referee with the chair. My goodness. What was that all about from SAnitY, I wonder? But we will have to find out at a later date. More talking points on SmackDown, but the biggest talking point coming up next. Finn Bálor with plenty to say following Backlash. And there he is, the now former Intercontinental Champion, standing in the ring. What is going through this man's mind? Finn Bálor believes, wow, that it was the heist of the century on him when Tonga stole the title. He wants an explanation from Tonga. We all do. Demanding that Tonga get himself out here and explain him, brother. Oh, that's not Tonga's theme. That's the man who couldn't win the WWE Championship. That's the leader of this group. AJ Styles coming towards the ring instead. What is this all about? We saw last week on SmackDown, there were tensions in the originals. There were tensions between these two men. But it is Tonga who Finn Bálor wants a response from, wants to hear from, not AJ Styles. But Styles is out here now, and he's got a microphone in hand. I don't know if he's going to speak on behalf of Tonga, but he's got the response to Finn Bálor. And he's the one who's going to do the talking. Saying that Bálor deserved that beatdown, deserved to lose that title. He needed to be taught a lesson. AJ Styles reminding Bálor the leader of the originals is Styles, not Finn Bálor. More tensions arising in the originals. And Styles trying to pin the blame for why he's not the WWE Champion, saying that the stipulation got taken away because of Bálor. He needed to be reminded of his role in this family. Bálor, quite unsurprisingly, is very mad about that one, saying that costing someone the title is family, pitting brother against brother is family. And if that's the case, AJ's got a lot to learn about family. And a strong closing remark. If he needed that stipulation, if he needs to pit brother against brother, maybe he's no leader at all. The tensions keep on growing in the originals, and you have to wonder when they reach a boiling point. AJ Styles and Finn Bálor continue to be at one another's throats. Everything is far from fine in the originals. It's not even SmackDown Live who is the cause of the problems in the originals. They are digging their own graves as it stands. I love it. I love this internal chaos, and I only hope that it continues on. We move on here though on SmackDown Live. Tommaso Ciampa in action up next. We saw Ciampa victorious over Matt Riddle in the opening contest of Backlash, but it was the closing of that match, rather the post-match, that made it a very interesting sight to behold. Ciampa continued to put a beat down on Matt Riddle, and of all the people to come to the aid, CM Punk did so. Running down the ramp and getting Ciampa out of the ring. Ciampa did not react to it. There was no talk backstage about Ciampa reacting to the attack, the saving, really, by CM Punk. Ciampa instead has stayed very silent since his arrival at SmackDown Live, and now has a statement to deliver in this ring here tonight as he goes up against one of our many, many local talents we have to choose from. Ciampa, though, I do wonder what is running through the Blackheart's mind when he thinks about the decision by Punk to come out and make the save. That was supposed to be Ciampa's chance to prove something, to make his own statement, and Punk came out and stopped it. I find that incredibly interesting. And I suppose, well, I hope rather, we'll get a reasoning, maybe as to why Punk made the save at some point. As for right now, though, Tommaso Ciampa has a statement message to prove to anyone who is watching. You know, this local talent's a bit of a new one. He's got quite tall, actually, now that I look at him. Interesting. But anyway, it's Ciampa we're paying attention to. It's Ciampa who's got all the momentum going for him right now with that victory over Riddle. And I wonder what response Tommaso Ciampa will have to Punk making the save. You know, can beat this guy down in the ring all he wants, but there's got to be something that has to be done by Ciampa in response, and you know he's going to look to do something in response as well. You know he's just not going to stand back and let it happen. He's going to reply. He's going to put the hurt on Punk if he's given the opportunity. He may only be 48 hours removed from beating Matt Riddle. That doesn't change the fact that Tommaso Ciampa can turn his attention right away to CM Punk if needs be. Ciampa has already made one hell of a statement since arriving on the SmackDown Live, and he's continuing it. Yeah, the knee in the face, using the brace as a weapon essentially for added effect. And oh, look who's got an eye on this one backstage. CM Punk watching on right now, the same as how Riddle did. Punk, it was more than just a one-off thing. He is watching the movements of Tommaso Ciampa very closely indeed. And whether or not Ciampa knows it, he's about to close this one out, I think. Punk's got a good eye on this. And as the fairy tale ending connects, the Psycho Killer has a 5-time world champion in his sights. Ciampa wins. And where do we go from here? We will find out. Ciampa, your winner. And if they are going to lock horns, it's going to be incredible. That's going to be a big one, no doubt about it. Ciampa ready for what may come his way with Punk. And I wonder, is Punk ready for what Ciampa could unleash? The Black Heart continues his wrath on SmackDown Live, but it is time for our main event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Intercontinental title on the line. Jay White, Tama Tonga coming up next with what we've heard tonight. This is going to be an even bigger one. Here we go. Here we go. This is going to be good. The man who was pretty much cost his Intercontinental Championship at Backlash by the 2-on-1 mugging from the originals. And the man who has the support of the crowd heading into this one, the Switchblade Jay White, looking to claim what he couldn't 48 hours ago, looking to become the Intercontinental Champion. There's no 2-on-1 element this time around. There's definitely not going to be Finn Bálor in this one. It's a straight contest between Jay White and Tama Tonga. And White, without a shadow of a doubt, over these last 48 hours would have had even more running through his mind, even more hate-fueled thoughts, even more of a desire, of a drive to hurt Tonga. There's no doubt about that one. The Switchblade will have pondered over Backlash for these last 2 days and have thought, I'm taking this title from him and nothing else is happening. And honestly, if Tonga is doing this one alone, if there's no members of the originals by his side, then yeah, I could see it happening. I could absolutely see us having an Intercontinental Champion this evening. Tonga has proven he's a great tag team wrestler, but is he on the level of Jay White in singles action? I don't think so. Tonga won that title by complete luck, essentially. He's going to have more than luck if he wants to knock off the Switchblade. And there he is. What a sight that is to see. The Intercontinental title around the waist of Tonga. That was the ultimate just WTF moment, really. It was a complete shock, I think, to everyone watching in the crowd at home. It was just a moment that I don't think anyone can... It's still tough to digest because you just see it. You just see Finn Bálor hitting the coup de grace, Tonga looking on as if to say, this is who we are. And in the moment Bálor gets up to his feet, he turns... It's almost poetic. He turns his head to Tonga and bam, gun stun. And there was no remorse shown. Gun stun, 1, 2, 3, celebrate with the title. AJ Styles talked for a long time about how the general manager was against him, about how Christian James was against him and the originals. Well, you know what? I'd go to a different edge now, and I'd say the originals have it in for Finn Bálor. And what you notice as well, though, is that Tonga, even though the attack was orchestrated by Styles, it seems as if there are huge tensions in the originals. Because although it was Styles who told Tonga to do that, his own brothers aren't by him. Fale, Tangaloa, I know they won the tag team titles, but they're not here. Tonga is completely alone. It may well have been the case where, although it's their brother doing it in Tonga, that the fact that it was done in the first place was still unforgivable. That could have had deep repercussions for the originals. AJ Styles could have just split the originals right down the middle. With that one moment, with that one move that he told Tonga to hit. Well, Jay White certainly isn't interested in any of that, certainly isn't interested in any issues in the originals. He's only interested in one thing, and that's getting the Intercontinental Championship around his waist. Here we go. The main event of the evening is underway. Tonga. Jay White, who will leave Smackdown Live with the Intercontinental title around their waist. We are certainly going to find out now as these two men lock horns with one another. Thrust kick in the gut there by the Switchblade. Short arm lariat brings down Tonga. No remorse showing right now from Jay White in the early stage of this match. This is aggressive. This is what I said about him. He's slept on it. He's thought on it. He's probably gone back and watched it. And now that Tonga's left to his own ability, now that Tonga's got no one by him, certainly not Finn Bálor, not even AJ Styles, not his own brothers as well in GOD. But Jay White absolutely has an advantage now. I would say he's a better in-ring athlete. By far and away. And that's going to cause a problem for Tonga here. Regal Plex now. Oh, Tonga getting folded inside and out. That's not going to help the fact, of course, the bad boy having recently come back from a neck injury. We put him out in the shop for 3 months. First match back though, and you're Intercontinental Champion. How good must that feel for Tonga? Jay White knows that neck is hurt though, and the Switchblade, as ever, the predator that he is, taking advantage of it. Headlock driver into the mat. Face first goes Tonga. Jay White looked to kick him there, kick him out while he was down. Tonga back up to his feet and in with that shoulder tackle. Good counter there from White. Short arm lariat, and down goes Tonga there. White definitely with a lot more aggression in him than we've seen. Even a Backlash Kiwi crusher there from White. We know that White can become incredibly aggressive when he taps into that frame of mind. We saw it, of course, at WrestleMania when he faced Corin. Look at this. Back suplex now from the Switchblade. Jay White just more and more aggressive as this match continues on. Tonga in more and more trouble. Into the turnbuckle now. Oh, shoulder tackle there. Didn't really get all of it to Tonga, but enough to knock White back into the turnbuckle now. What is... Got in mind, you're perching Jay White up on that. Look at that. Just clubbing away at the back there. There's the viciousness of Tonga displaying itself. Off the ropes now. Big splash. Just a brutal assault here now. Tonga turning things around in this match. The challenger in trouble. And in danger of not walking out with the Intercontinental title. Down on the knee there. That's certainly not going to do Jay White any favours. But he fights on. German suplex now. Got all of that one. How close is White to putting this match away, I wonder. He's definitely been far more aggressive than Tonga has. And I know it's only about not even 5 minutes into this matchup, but you know White wants to put this away as soon as possible. He wants to beat Tonga as early as he can. White perches him up on that top turnbuckle. This could be dangerous. Oh, big back elbow there from Tonga now. Look into fly double axe handle. And Tonga using his head as a weapon there. Headbutt into Jay White. Back elbow there on him as well. Reversal now. Good counter. Tonga couldn't connect with what he wanted though. Mistimed it. Jay White makes him pay. Single. Underhook suplex. Tonga's reeling. Jay White lining it up. Slices the throat. Looking to put him away. Looking for the Blade Runner. But oh my goodness. It's the villain. Marty Skill with a chair shot to Jay White. And a chair shot to Tonga. For the first time, the villain's on Smackdown. And Skill is assaulting both men. He's beating down both of them. Super kick to Tonga. What is this all about? What is the meaning of this from the villain? He just charged his way with a steel chair into the ring. First into the back of White, then into the head of Tonga. What is he doing? Oh! White decked. Tonga back up to his feet. Skill plants him again with a super kick. Marty Skill has gone mental. Skill now with a devastating neck breaker to Tonga. Tonga and White are down in the ring. The villain has arrived. But what the hell was the meaning of this?